Not the worst view in the world, is it, my loves? Hello, my lovelies, and you join me here in Johnston on Monday, Halloween, and this is going to be the first episode of Boaty Stations, where I go and look at some interesting railway stations that appeal to me for one reason or another. And I think I found a rather good one for the first. Indeed, some might say it's perfect.
YouTube channel's not any good, but he's a nice guy. I'm sorry, Mr. Boaty.
Sorry about that. This part of the route won't come as any surprise to you. You've come this way with me many times. Although it is nice to see the familiar roads in their autumn colours for the first time on this channel. This is, of course, our first autumn. I actually started this channel on New Year's Day this year, but that was just arsing about with no real idea or intent. I kind of cracked on with it a bit more seriously in spring, around March, April time. But in a little while we will be going on some roads that you won't have been on with me before. So that will be nice. Ooh. Still bugger up the clutch in this sometimes. For reference, we're in Johnston, who is of course the latest addition to my fleet, and in his previous life he was who was he? Oh, he was Johnston, the Project Nigel car. He's a 2005 facelift, coming towards the end of the line, Rover 25. He's a 1.4 GSI, which is a nice trim, and he's got the best. I like the 1.4 K series engine, and this is the best example, despite the fact that the miles are a little bit up there. He's done 107,000. This is the smoothest 1.4 K series that I've ever driven. So, why stations? I guess I'm not unusual in that I'm a man and I'm kind of fascinated by trains. Although perhaps I am a little unusual, because it's not the trains themselves that fascinate me. It's not the locomotives, or however one is supposed to call these things. I'm not one of those nerdy types that obsesses over engines or steam engines, or I don't know the numbers or the models. I don't really care. They don't do anything for me. It's the railway lines themselves that I'm absolutely fascinated by and that I adore. Whatever train happens to be going on them, they're just a means to an end. I understand the charm of an old world railway carriage, of course. but they are just a means to an end. I don't really care about them that much, although give me a table and a charging point and I'll be quite happy. I really am absolutely fascinated by the actual railway lines themselves. I'm not sure why, but I most definitely am. It's a massive sadness that I was born after Dr. Beeching did his thing. I think there's a wonderful romanticism to the idea of small branch railway lines crisscrossing the British countryside. It must have been quite a thing. Possibly not at the time, but maybe it's one of those things that becomes a wonderful thing with retrospect, and rose-coloured glasses and the fact that they're not there anymore. At the time, I suppose it was just normal. It was just what you were used to. And maybe that's why I'm particularly fascinated with heritage lines and so on. I love the geography of them. I love the features, the actuality. I don't know how to describe it. And I also love the railway stations that are attached to the railway lines. They're often snapshots in time, or buildings that are of a time, with an interesting history, some of the more historical ones. And that's what this thing is going to be about. It's basically just me going to look at some railway lines and railway stations and so on that appeal to me personally, and I'm dragging you along with me whether you like it or not, because I can. I mean, you could always turn off, of course, or just not watch in the first place. We all have options. So the station that we are currently on the way to is one of my absolute favourites. It could be my most favourite, absolutely certainly in the top 3, but it also has a claim to fame all of its own. Now, I gave you a massive clue right at the beginning of the video, and I'd be interested to know if any of you picked up where I'm going from that little clue. Do let me know in the comments. That aside, this is my route to work, so a lot of you will be familiar with it, but we are about to branch off. And branch off, there's an unintended railway pun. I didn't intend that, but I'll take it. What the hell? Aren't the colours lovely? Yeah, we're going to bugger off, and we're going to be going on to roads that you and I have not travelled together, but now we're going to. Bugger. I wasn't concentrating there. I thought that we were going to turn off before the point the road was closed. I wasn't sure where the closure was, so we're going to have to do a little jigger around. Sunshine on my shoulder. Welcome to the Derbyshire Dales. Darwin Forest on our right, one of those hugely expensive caravan parky type things with leisure centre and log cabins and I remember when that was first built. And this is where we would have come out had that road not been closed. But it was, so we've come this way. And jolly nice it is too, but now we're back on track. If you truly want to experience autumn, you need to be amongst trees, don't you? I miss my trees. Winter's not going to be the same without my two big tree friends in the garden, although it is a massive bonus that whichever car is dwelling underneath them isn't covered in all sorts of crap. I was going to say detritus, which is a nicer word, isn't it? Anyway, there's some viewy bits coming up in just a few seconds, and I might stop and get the old phone out and take a little bit of footage, which is a silly way of saying footage. Oh. See, I can see down to the right, whereas you can't. Let's pull in here and see if I can get a bit of the view for you. So there's Brian Johnston, looking fabulous against the backdrop of the trees and the autumnal colours. There's the lane, have a look at this. Not the worst view in the world, is it, my loves? And that's looking down the valley towards Bakewell. Lovely. Right, on we go. Bloody noise. Oops. Oh, this is rather nice. Rather picturesque. I have to say, Rover 25s are one of those cars, along with many Fiats, which are not suitable for large people with clown-sized feet. Get over, you great Audi tosspot. The pedals are a bit small and close together, and I keep pressing the wrong one. God, it's a while that's sprung up. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry, I'm looking over to the left, you can't see. I used to travel this road very regularly when I was living in Matlock, Bath, but still had windy bum. It's a while since I've been over here. A couple of years, probably. And we're going to be dropping down into Hackney, which is just outside of Matlock, as I'm sure some of you know. Oh, another view of that new estate over by the quarry. Oh, that's rather nice, isn't it? Can you see over there? You can see over Matlock over to, well, you can see right over to Black Rocks there. If anybody's interested, my neck and shoulder are still absolute bloody agony. Now then, let's see if I can remember how to do the wriggle through here. And, oh, actually, where do I want to go? Well, change of plan. I was going to wriggle through and go down by Twigs, but we'll change that and just we'll pop along the tops of it here, drop down the other side of town and head over Stark Homes. That's a road that I would like to show you. And so I will. Because I'm good like that. What are you doing here, sir? Oh, you're going to parallel park, okay. Let's give you a bit of room. That's it, right hand down. Ah, not a problem, you're welcome. There we go. Oh, this looks a little bit interesting here on the left. X-type on the right, but what is this on the left? I didn't know what that was. That was a Volkswagen of some sort. God, was that the original Passat or something like that? I'm not sure. So this is Matlock, and it's a nice old spa town. Some interesting original features if you look around. Now Matlock used to have, going way back when, there used to be some sort of hydro up at the top of this here hill, and there was some form of cable-hauled tramway going up and down this hill from the hydro at the top down to the bottom. In fact, we'll go this way and I'll show you. This is Bank Road. So yeah, there's a tramway up and down this hill. Now, when we were here last week, we went over that there bridge to go down the parade to Matlock Bath. Today, we're going to go a different way. And yes, those are real tuk-tuks. You should be able to see Rover Castle up there on top of the hill. And we're going to chuck a right. This is Matlock Green. Here we go. Now you'll see up at the top of the hill that the road becomes very narrow, and of course the road predated everybody owning cars. Probably, for all I know, the road predated cars full stop. Would have been for horses and whatnot. And one of the biggest gripes of the residents is that they are forever getting their cars and mirrors and wings sideswiped by people driving too quickly and too erratically and too, well, frankly, too bloody stupidly. And they quite understandably get very excited about it on social media. You'll see what I mean. This is oh, that looks fabulous up there. This is quite a well-used cut across at times of peak traffic, because if you're going from certain places to certain other places, it avoids the need to go through Matlock, which gets a bit snarled up at prime time. Well, it gets a lot snarled up. And obviously, as you can see, this road wasn't designed for a lot of through traffic. Just going to pull in here for a quick second. And here we are. This, my loves, is